How are we? Welcome to the Charmed Vintage weekend event prep class. Yay! How you doing? Hope that you're. Oops, I have it on mute. I don't understand how that happens when I press the mute button and it still starts talking to me. So I shut the second Vicky up. So how you doing? Hope that it's live and you guys can see me. I'm very excited. Tonight is going to be very relaxed. It's very relaxed. These non-Vicky Boutin product event weekends are smaller than what we normally do. So I find that it is will be very comfortable. We don't even really need prep classes for these. You know, we could do it without a prep class. So what we're going to be doing is the cut aparts. We're going to cut some of the 6x8s, a lot of scoring. We're going to do some scoring tonight. And then really you have 2 sheets of paper for fussy cussing. So it's not bad at all. I'm going to leave the fussy cussing as homework. We won't sit and just fussy cut paper, but we will cut apart all the pieces and clip. I double check everything and I still will. I think I read things wrong. There's probably a little bit of, I see things backwards, right? So thank you for, I don't remember who caught it, but on the fussy cutting paper, the one is called Gatherings and the second one is going to be the Small Treasures. So I'm going to go through it with you when we grab our pieces. But yeah, the other one is Small Treasures. So thank you. The sweater is really pretty. It's really pretty. It's super short, so it's perfect live shirt because you can't see me. That I have this like short sweater on, but thank you. I really like it. Went and got my nails done and look what happened. Went and got my nails done. It's cold here. So is it cold where you guys are? And oh my goodness, I hope for all my friends living in California, that is some scary stuff. Those wildfires are no joke. That is some terrifying stuff. So if it's affecting you or one of your loved ones or somebody that you know, send in love and be safe. And I hope they get it under control quickly. It just is, I don't even want to talk about it because it's, I can't even imagine. So sending you guys love out there. And if you are celebrating anything, yay. If you're struggling, big hugs. Here it's cold. We got winter. Winter started. It hasn't been winter, and now I remember winter because when you go outside and it chills you literally to the bone, my skin starts falling off, like my lips are chapped, my nails break. So that's when I'm like, yes, I would like to live somewhere where it's not this cold, but it's going to be good. And yes, a lot of my friends who are here tonight will be going on the cruise with me. So we will be heading towards warmth. So I'm looking forward to that very much. I'm not there. I haven't even wrapped my head around yet the travel stuff or packing or thinking about any of that. But tonight I'm wrapping my head around prep for Charmed Vintage. So yes, please let the world know, any of your friends know, that if they're loving this kit or if you finish it at a crop and they're looking, I do have kits left because this is one of those ones the timing was terrible because this went for sale with the Christmas kit, which is never ideal. People only have so many dollars to spend, right? So very much appreciate you guys that are here. Let people know out there. I have not put access only up because I feel like I need to have sell through some more of the kits before I will do that. So if you know anybody who has asked, is there access only for this? No, I have not put it up because we have to sell through some of the kits first. So Christmas too, pardon me, Christmas almost gone. We have almost no Christmas kits left, but there are the Disney ones, which I never care about the Disney because I find that sells as people book their trips to that magical place, right? So with that being said, I'm going to flip the camera. We're going to roll right into it tonight. Probably won't have a ton of people here because the timing for this one, not everybody's home from work, depending where you're watching from, but it's recorded. And this, like I said, is very straightforward. We're not even going to be on here for a long time tonight. So we'll leave the fussy cussing for homework, but we will cut our pieces apart and we'll just chat. I'd love to hear what you're up to. and do the things. Any questions before we get started? And oh my goodness, too, can I share this too? So everything is completed for my next collection, and I'm getting like little sneak peeks of things, and I can't wait. If you love flowers and butterflies and floral things, you're going to absolutely love this next collection. I'm very, very excited about it. So it's going to be fun. And now we're starting Christmas. So we're full on in Christmas mode. And then as soon as that's done, we literally roll into the collection for the next one. What kind of border punch? This is the one that I used, but you can use anything that is pretty stable. So I use this one, which looks kind of like a torn notebook paper. And I have my script or scallopy one, and then you could use this one too if you have this one, like just something that, because a lot of times these borders are on the edge of the page, so I don't like to use one that's too delicate because it could rip. So just something that is a little bit more of a stable pattern, and that's fine. So even if you have the pinking shears or the scallop scissors from back in the day, you could totally use those too. I'm so excited about my next release. Me too. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. So I have to find another word. Help me with another word other than excited, because I came to realize I say that a lot because I do live perpetually excited, but I need a new word for that I can actually remember to use other than excited, because I say it all the time, right? Jazzed. Yeah. But do you notice that Vicky says excited a lot? A lot, right? A lot. But it's because I am. I'm excited all the time. I'm a dork too. I'm gonna lift this up, okay? I've had meetings all week. So we do like Zoom and FaceTime, and I have to sit in front of a camera and try not to look like a total dork. So I had to pumped. Do you think I'm going to ever remember, though, to say any of them, or do you think I'll just keep saying excited? I feel like I probably am just going to keep saying excited. But I was watching, and I should never rewatch anything, because as easy as people might think doing these lives are, it's not hard, or it's not easy. It is hard sometimes to talk to yourself the whole time and just keep the conversation going. So I was watching when it was Janine and I announcing that I was joining 49 and Market, and I said excited. I bet you if you did, we could do a drinking game and you would have been very intoxicated, because I said excited. Probably, I don't know, 40 times. That would have been a lot of shots. That would have been a lot of sips of whiskey, right? So I laughed. Thrilled. I like that one, Melanie. Maybe you remind me of that one. You got to help me, okay? So that people will like me. Because like I probably annoy people when they're listening, because it's a lot. I'm a lot. But proudly. I'm a lot proudly. So I thought this would be fun to start. Why don't I show you what we're going to be making from this kit? I liked the kit. I was very excited. I was very thrilled. I was stoked. I was so enthusiastic and delighted and passionate about this kit. And then I actually made with it, and then I was over the moon. So do you like that? Was that good? Ecstatic. And now I'm ecstatic to share this. When will you be able to show sneaks of your collection? I would love to show right away. Can I? Okay. Because it's this, there's only, what are there? There's 67 of us watching, so I can tell you this. So I said to Janine, I want some things with this. So I'd like a bag. I'd like a bag that can carry scrapbooking stuff with the logo on it. I want a pencil case. You know how 49 and Market does like the different sizes of little bags? So, so we're going to have one of those. And then guess what else we're going to have? And she sent me the finished artwork for it. We are going to have the most gorgeous enamel pin. So I have ordered like 100 pieces of everything. So once they're gone, they're gone. So I will list them like when the class goes up. So I don't know. Maybe I should gauge what the interest would be, and it might be too late, but we'll see if it's something people love, because I want to do it with every single one of my releases, have those things. But the pin is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Oh, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. So let's take a look, because this is the point. Have I shared this with you guys? Have I shown you all this stuff? They're probably going to sell through, because I have to say that you guys are like the most supportive community ever. You really are. I couldn't even do any of this stuff if it hadn't been for you guys. And it's exciting. It's exciting. This new release coming out, it's only going to get better. Like, I feel like we had to bang this out in like a short time frame. But wait, there's rub-ons. Wait till you see the rub-ons are magical. There are laser die cuts. There are ephemera. There is, my handwriting will still be in this. There's stickers, which they've never done. There's a paper pad. There are things that we have changed the name of called starters. And it's like the bases for your layouts. So you have a whole pack that I'm going to recommend buy 2, because there's 1 sheet of each paper. You're going to want at least 2 sets of those. There are things that are like cardstock. It's really phenomenal. It's really going to be phenomenal. So I think you guys are going to be excited. So with that being said, I love this kit. I don't know how to get the word out. I'm very surprised that people aren't snapping this up, grabbing this one. I don't know if should it go like this or like this. It could go either way. I think like this. In my mind, I would have it. I'm making room like this. 26 days. I cannot wait to hug you, Dawn. Squeeze you tight. So look at this layout. And what I love is my camera's really crooked. I think it's my camera, not, or is it me? Let's see. So here's one of the double page layouts we're going to be making. These are vellum stickers under the papery. This is what we're going to be fussy cutting, will be your homework, is some of those flowers. I love it. I love the neutral cream base with the pops of color. I really feel like any photos can go on this. Very excited. So tell your friends if they're looking for what I think these 2 kits are perfect for, is if you're going to a crop. I really do feel like they're perfect crop kits, because you could be working on this stuff right when you go on the crop, and all you have to do is take your kit, take your basic tools, and you're done. Look how pretty this one is with, look at some 49 and market in there. I really love how many photos are going to fit on these. So there's another one. So this shows you, right? For border punches, I like to use ones like this. This is the other one. And oh my goodness, with the black butterflies on this page, look how pretty this is. I just love this with the greens and the yellows. And then those flying butterflies. It's so pretty. I have to, this is going to drive me crazy. So just give me a second, because I have to figure out, sometimes it's opposite to make it straight. So let me look. Did I do it right? I did. Yay. So I love this with the green and the yellow and the gold. It's really pretty. Because I've come to realize when I'm using collections that are not designed by me, that sometimes there's not a lot of icons in these kits. So I love that I was able to, because there's some big packs like the stationery pack and such in here, that I was able to piece it together to make it work, even though there's not a lot of icons in here. So there's a lot of photos, photo mats. Look how pretty this is. I love it with this tree paper in the background. So I really believe that the layouts, it turned out even better than I could have hoped for, right? It turned out even better than I could have hoped for. And last but definitely not least, is this one, Masterpieces of My Family, Friends and Family. So I really love how these turned out. You could definitely use some stencils in the backgrounds if you want to. I didn't because it's not in the kit. So sometimes I try to keep it pretty kit based, what we're doing. And then the layout or the album for this one really turned out beautifully as well. So this is the album we're going to be making. I didn't put a ton in the prep because I'm writing the instructions for this one and there's not a ton of paper cutting. Like it's all pretty straightforward. But look how pretty. It is a really beautiful album. It has that vintage vibe, but there's freshness in there and kind of, it's just really pretty. It's a really pretty kit. So I think that you guys are going to enjoy this. Lots of mattes, there's stuff left over. I didn't use everything. But this neutral, the blacks, the grays, the beige, I find you aren't tied into like a solid color palette, right? You could put any photos. Black and white would be stunning in this. So we have, look at, flip flap and a pocket. So I really love how it turned out. But you know I do love my scrapbooking. So really, how can you go wrong? Look at the flap. So I have not sent out a newsletter saying that these kits are done and available. So I'm hoping that we'll get some people excited about it. But I really do think it's pretty. Do you guys agree? Like it has that a total Maggie Holmes vibe to it, but mixing in the Bo Bunny in here, I just think it's really different. This one turned out really different. Oh, this is what we're going to be making. And tonight we're just going to be cutting apart all the little tags, the pieces, numbering them, and then getting all of your 6x8s that you need for the album prepped. And then when we roll into the full-on class part, we're just going to be doing a little bit of paper cutting. It's not a ton. And then we'll do assembly. So I feel like this is not going to be one of those ones that really knocks you out. How pretty, right? So lots of business going on. And I don't even think it's tied. You could do spring in here, fall. Even though there's lots of pink and stuff, I still think there's lots of masculine elements to this as well. I'm trying to get better with, I think I put too many pages in some of these, and I'm trying to dial that back a little bit and just embellish more. So I ended up taking about 4 pages out of this after it was done. There's tons of real estate for photos and journaling. There really is, right? But I'm trying to make them where it's like you don't have to like plan the next 10 years to fill the album because there's so many photo spots. So I am trying to be conscious of that. I just fail sometimes at it because I'm having so much fun. I just keep making, and then right there we are. Keep making, and there we are. So anyone here, is this your first time doing one of my classes? Do we have any brand new VBoo crew members? I'm gonna have a little sip of my drink. I didn't do written instructions for this one because it really is straightforward. Hello, Carrie. Welcome. So normally I will do written instructions. I will add this into the instruction sheet so the numbers are listed on the page. But look at it, it's very few cuts. Most of it's scoring. Like we're not going to be here for a long time. And then all of this is just cut aparts. We're just following the art. So for the next part, there will be written instructions that go with a cutting diagram. But to be 100% honest with you, the majority of the people, once you've done one of my classes, you just follow me. You don't even need instructions. Most people will only print this cutting diagram. Some people love the written instructions, so I will always do those for you guys. But really, just follow along. And I measure twice, cut once, right? But this is straightforward. Tonight is very straightforward. So let's grab what we need, and then we're going to get right into it. So I love my new friends. Mary, welcome, Mary. Love it. So grab your paper, and we're going to pull what we need. And you will see that this is listed right here. Cut apart 1 sheet of each. Okay, 1 sheet each. There should be enough. 1 sheet each. So even though some of these come in multiples, we're only cutting apart. I like that. Measure once, cuss twice. I love it. So we'll pull what we need. There is one change on here. It's not Timekeeper. The butterfly paper will be Small Treasures, but I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so the first paper I want you to grab is from Bo Bunny, the Charmed Chronicles Beautiful Things paper. We're going to take this and we're going to cut this apart. So when you look at the art, they're going to be 3x4s. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 strips, 5 strips, and then some little words that are cut out, and then some 3x4s on the bottom. So we'll do this together, right? You're okay, Monica. It's very straightforward tonight. We're just cutting stuff apart. Just some homework. It really is. I'm doing homework live with you. Please grab Simply the Best. It's the, I guess they're 3x3-ish size, wouldn't you say? 3x3. So we're going to be cutting these squares out. And then some of these are like 2 pieces. I cut those into 2, or you can leave it. A lot of this I didn't even use. Didn't even use all of these. So we're going to cut those apart. So again, this is called Simply the Best. Better than all the rest. So grab that one. The back side of it is this gray stripe. And then just put that in your stack. I'll go through the list again. The next paper we need is one of the Maggie Holmes one. It's called Details. We're going to be cutting from the B side these 4x6 pieces, which I love this paper. I think it's fabulous. So, hello Gabriella, how are you? So put that one in your stack. It's called Details. The front side of it's blue. But the page or art we're going to be cutting apart are the 4x6s. And then you need Dreaming of You. It is a Maggie Holmes one. It's tagged. It's a whole bunch of different size art. So we're going to cut, like when we start it, we'll cut it into 3 strips and then cut into the strips. So I'm going to cut all of these with you. And then please grab Photographic. And we're going to do the same with this one. Just cut the art apart. Photographic. I love the B side of it. Looks like a pretty tile floor or wallpaper. So grab that one. And then Junk Drawer. This is a Bo Bunny one from Charmed Chronicles, Junk Drawer. We're going to cut that art apart as well. I love these papers that have all the pieces on it. And then Timekeeper is the tag paper. And I'll go through the stack again in case you missed any of these. So tag, am I going too fast? Timekeeper, because I'll go back through them all again, okay? So Timekeeper. And then these are your 2 fussy cutting papers. 1 sheet of Gathering with the flowers and the wood grain, and 1 sheet of Small Treasures with the black butterflies. So these I'm not cutting with you, but this is homework. And I know some of you don't love this part, but how could we resist those beautiful butterflies and the floral? So we'll talk about this, but it really is, some of this I didn't cut out. Any of this fussy stems I did not. And whatever you end up cutting out in whatever order or direction will totally work. If you have to cut a piece apart, you can do that when we build, but don't totally stress over this. This one wasn't too bad. This one's a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, but I just do it when I'm watching something on Netflix. I just take my fussy cutting scissors and a little bowl to put my pieces in and a little garbage bag and just cut away. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. You just won't have some of the butterflies for some of the pages, but I did fussy cuts those 2. So set these 2 aside and let's go through our stack again, okay? So again, the first paper is going to be Beautiful Things. Then second paper is Simply the Best. And then Details. the blue side, but we're going to be cutting the art out of the back. Dreaming of You, which has the cameras on the back and all that art to cut apart. Photographic, which is another piece that we have to cut apart. I know the fussy cutting, some people love it, a lot of people hate it. The plus is now with my new collection, there is so much ephemera in it that we don't really have to do very much fussy cutting, if at all. So that's something to look forward to when that one comes out. Junk Drawer is the next paper. It has the keys on the back. And then Timekeeper with the tags. And then the two fussy cut, Gathering and Small Treasures. So let's set this aside because we're going to start this, but let's also grab what we need out of the 6x8s. So please grab the 6x8 paper. It is a half pad of paper from 49 to Market. So grab your stack and we'll put in order of what we need to prep for the album. Okay? Got my numbers ready. So there's no names on here, and a lot of these papers look very similar. So just make sure when you grab it, you have the same one that I have, okay? So this one is kind of yellow paint. There's a paint swatch on here. And the B side of this paper is yellow. So your first piece is going to be with the yellow paint swatch. And then the B side is yellow. So please grab one sheet of that. Well, you only have one. So grab a sheet, that's your first one. Okay, with the yellow on the back. Some of them just look at the B side and probably make it way faster, easier, okay? The next one is this gray pattern. So the art is actually in portrait. And then the B side of that is this kind of aqua teal. It is very similar to Cedar House, right? It totally would match with that one. So please grab that one. So it is in, the art is horizontal with that green blue. And that's your next sheet. You haven't missed anything, Nicole. Just grab your 6x8s if you're doing this with me now, and when we start to do the cut apart, you'll be good. This is a very straightforward one tonight. Very straightforward. So please grab, I love this paper, this beigey color with the daisies. It's another portrait or horizontal pattern. But it's this side that I absolutely love. It's this side that I absolutely love. So we're going to have to, I want you just to make sure when you cut it, this definitely has to be cut a certain way. Like the border punch will be out of this side. And then I'll show you the flap again where we use this. Okay, so put that in your stack. And then this beige with the green leaves on the side, and then the back side is this green pattern, which I absolutely love this paper. Okay, so the beige with that little green floral, and then the B side is this green. Because it's confusing. Some of these papers are almost look exactly the same, right? Because the other one that we just grabbed looks very similar to this one. So I would call this like kind of that grayish, again, this kind of beigey color with the daisies across the bottom. And then the pattern on the back of this side is this blue pattern. So you need that one, the daisies, and it is in, this is portrait, the other was landscape. This one is like portrait. The other was landscape. Okay. And then last but not least, you need this beige pattern with the long green pieces and the flowers, and the back side is polka dot. And I'm going to go through the stack again, okay? So from our 6x8s, most of this we're scoring. We're only doing a little bit of cutting, but we're getting it prepped for the album. Will be with the yellow paint, with the yellow back. That's your first one. This one, which I kept saying portrait, but it's actually landscape. Landscape with the greeny teal on the back. That's your second sheet. And then this one, the front side of it is, again, landscape with the grayish, and then the B side is the blue. And then this one here, that's kind of a gray pattern with the green on the side, and the back side is the green pattern. And then that similar pattern, but this one is in portrait, and the back side is this distressed gray blue teal-y color. And finally, this beigey pattern with the long pieces of greenery, and the B side is polka dot. Lovely. I will clip it with my numbers, which we'll talk about after. But let's get started now. We're going to cut these papers apart. So this first one that we're doing, Beautiful Things, will be number 1, and then up to number 9. And then the 6x8s will be 10 to 15. Okay, and then I would, like I said, I'll add those on the instruction sheet so that you have somewhere when we start building that you have a reference again for name and number of the papers. So this first one is going to be Beautiful Things. And we're just going to cut the art apart. So literally, if you're like, oh, I got it now, I'll be able to figure it out. I'll come back and watch for the 6x8. You totally can do whatever makes you happy. If you want to cut along with me and just have your prep work done, yay! Let's have fun. So I am going to cut the strip off the top, and then I'm going to cut the art apart, which I believe this is a 4-inch. Yeah, 3x4s. So just try to find the art as best you can. Cut through. You might have to clean up some of your strips. And then see this strip here? I think they're going to be 1 inch. So 1 inch, 1 inch. And then these are 1/2 inch strip-ish. Just kind of cut the art where it makes you happy. There's like 4 little border strips. But I'm going to, let's see if it's 1 inch. Yeah, it looks like 1 inch is where that one lies. I'm going to cut it apart, and then I'll do the interior cuts, okay? So those first 2 strips with Capturing Joy and Today are 1 inch by 12 inch strips. Is that pretty straightforward, friends? Right, so far we have the 4-inch strip, 2 1-inch strips, and then these ones, I think, let's see, are a little better, almost a half, I think about a 1/2 inch. So these are going to be 1/2 inch by 12 inch strips. That's 1. And I'm going to leave these as 12 inches. Leave them as 12 inch strips. I actually love this paper, how it is separated, that you get all of that different art is fun. I'm going to cut the bottom off of the last one and whatever's left. So I'm going to cut the bottom, which is the 4-inch piece. I always laugh that I come down here and I put a sweater on. And who am I kidding? I run so hot that I'm sitting down here dying in the sweater now, right? So those 4 strips, I'm going to clip with number 1 because I'm not going to cut them apart now. I'll decide. I don't think I used any of them in this project. So they're just fun things that you can do something with later. I don't think I did. Maybe I'm a liar. But I will clip that with, there's beautiful art on the back of the title strip. So I'm going to clip all of those with number 1. So this is a system I use for my new friends, is if we put a number on it. So if you didn't print the numbers off and you have sticky notes or scrap piece of paper, make sure you number them. This system works beautifully when you're trying to locate things quickly. Like if I say, grab the 3x4 with the butterfly frame on it from number 1, makes it so much easier than saying from Beautiful Things or trying to figure out what paper it was. So the numbering system is magic. It's magic. It is not my original idea. One of our VBOO crew members came up with it, and it's super smart. So those strips that we did that were 1 inch, you could cut these into 3-inch pieces. So they're little title strips. So I'm going to cut all those into 3-inch-ish pieces. It does work like a charm. And we've been doing it for years and years and years. And now I know a lot of teachers have picked it up because the system is brilliant. I have to say, having a cutting diagram, which I've done forever, because it's how my brain works. I never used to share the cutting diagram. I would just teach the class using it. And then someone said, hey, Vicki, I would love if you printed that because it's how my brain works. And I would love a cutting diagram to follow along. And I'm like, sure. And that happened years ago. And then the numbering system, right? And doing the prep work ahead of time, doing all the cutting before we build, just makes it all way easier. Hi, Trina D. We're doing great. We're just cutting the first paper. And all we're doing, for the most part, Trina, is cut aparts. And then we're going to prep our 6x8s. So even if you are just starting, you're fine. You're going to do great. You get cold flashes now, Don? That is crazy talk. That's crazy talk, right? Welcome back, Natalie. Thank you for directing people where they need to be. So now we have two strips left of 4x12. We're cutting these into 3x4s. 3x4s. Okay. Yep, you're fine. Tonight is the easiest prep in history of Vicki Boutin classes. Easiest yet. I will put 1 with the yellow side up because it helps me if I can see the B sides, right? So we haven't talked about, because I just assume you've all been here and you should never assume anything, right? If this is your first time doing a YouTube class, one of the things that is great to check if your quality is not the best is you can hover over your screen and you'll see a little gear beside the closed captioning. It's called settings. When you click on settings, you want to go to quality, and then 720 is what I usually watch it on, 720p, and we'll make the quality of video better. The other thing we've talked about is you can save these videos. If you click on the 3 dots on your screen, there's a save button. You can make a Vicki Boutin playlist, and I really recommend putting your favorite, do a Friday Night Live list, where if there's a Friday Night Live you want to make sure you can come back and reference, add it in there. For any of these classes, I would save them in that save list, because then you're not emailing Natalie in 2 years going, hey, I bought this class called like Charmed Vintage and I never opened it. Where do I find all the information? I'd recommend saving your videos. So I even think for people who aren't going to be doing the class right away, it makes it really easy, right? And then the other thing, if you're watching and you hover over your screen and there's the word live is there, and if the red dot is not lit up, you are not watching live. You could be like 10 minutes behind where I'm talking. So just know if you ask a question and I'm not really clear on what it is, and I know sometimes because your comments will be for things that happened, we talked about a while ago, you just might not be watching live. But if you press the live to make it go, you're going to miss in between. So just know that. You might be watching in the past. Okay? So good things to share. So this one, I love that one, that frame with the butterfly. I love that. And then this one is the story. So my designer, Melissa, when she was still working with American Craft, she actually designed this Bo Bunny collection. So I find there is a little Vicky vibe to it as well, because some of the things I love are in some of these papers, which is kind of fun. So that is my number one. I'm clipping that all together. You might need 2 paper clips because, or a big one, because that's a lot, right? With cutting all the little words out. So I will swap it with a bigger paper, a jumbo clip. So we're done the first paper, number 1, which was Beautiful Things. Now we're going to cut apart Simply the Best. This will be paper number 2, and it's 3 by 12s to start. Okay, you're going to cut out 4 3 by 12s. I'm going to start at the bottom with this one, and then I will just cut the barcode off last. So just line up your art, make sure it looks good and straight. You might have to clean some of these up when you use them, because as straight as you try to cut it when you're cutting apart art, sometimes you get some of the card above it shows up in your cut. You guys doing okay out there? It has been a week so far. How you guys feeling accomplished this week? I'm going to tell you, I'm not feeling so accomplished. I've had meetings all week, and then it is like 3 in the afternoon before I sit down to do any work, and I'm not getting anything done this week. So I have found that I can't stay up late anymore either. My body makes me go to bed, which is probably a good thing. But I find like I hit the wall, the proverbial wall. When you get your strips cut, you're going to cut 3-inch mats now. They're going to be 3 by 3s. And then something like this, I'm going to cut into 2 pieces. You could leave it for now and cut the art. Maybe even that's a better idea. If we leave it, you could cut it when you need it. How about that? And then you're not left with a whole bunch of tiny little pieces. So we could do that. Might be a good idea. I did not cut that one very cleanly. So I'll clean it up now. So yeah, it has been a week where I keep sitting there going, oh my goodness, maybe I should start my morning tomorrow at 5. I might go to bed as soon as this class is done, and I might get up at 5 a.m., make my breakfast, and roll right into work, because it'll feel good to sit down and just get some stuff done. But maybe I'm alone with that. Maybe you guys are having a really productive week. So I'm going to clip this. Simply the Best. It has the keys on the back with number 2. Number 2. You haven't finished anything this week? So I'm not alone, right, Melanie? Not alone. Every meeting I have and everything that I've done, I keep saying, oh my goodness, like my days have been starting at 3 by the time I can sit down and do work. And then my family comes home and they want dinner. I'm like, I don't have time to do that now. Now I have to work. And then I'm tired, right? So much paper. There is tons of paper in this kit. Yeah. Well, and you're not new, Jennifer. You know how I roll. I don't think I've ever done like a kit where there wasn't a ton of stuff in it, right? Because I like the things, and I like to have lots of options when I'm creating. Embellishments are my favorite. We were talking about that, making the SKU list for Christmas, where they're like, I don't know how much we can fit in. And I'm like, no, don't tell me no. I need all the things. I need all of the things. And I have some really fun ideas for this next Christmas collection. 49 and Market Christmas collection with Vicki Boutin. It's going to be fun. Vicki's kits are always generous. Thank you, Nat. Well, you know, it's for multiple reasons. I like to make you guys happy. And then the other reason is that I like the stuff. I like to layer, so I really like the pieces. And then, of course, we need lots of pattern paper. Cleaning that one up. Have you been good cutters? Are you having to clean any of these up, or have you been really good at cutting them apart? I like the stuff. So I'm very proud, though I have got a few things done, that I did finally send my bio and photo to my friend Lisa Scrapfest so that she can get the stuff together to announce that I'll be teaching there in April. So I did achieve one thing that I said I was going to do. Poor Lisa. I'm like, I am so sorry. I have it on my list every day to do, and it just, my time gets away from me every day. You scrapped on Sunday. I saw your picture, Irene. Good for you. It looked great. One thing checked off your list. I've checked things off. I would like have more checked off, Heather. I need more checked off. Yours was a Vicki Boutin Christmas. My girls gave me an Epson PM 400. Yay! And the Charm Vintage Weekend. I love that, Rosemary. That's very good, girls. I like them. That's nice that they got Mama exactly what she wanted. Yeah, I say, like, I can't even express this enough that I find this is just slows me down. It's so good for my mental health to do these things. It really is. It is a game changer. I always say you don't understand until you understand how much fun this can be. So that's all I'm going to cut. There's a couple that can be cut into 2 pieces, but we'll leave those for now. And I'm going to move that aside and start number 3. So we are done now with the Simply the Best. I have to sing it every single time, I feel like, right? Simply the best, better than all the rest. So the next paper is the details paper, and these are just 4x6s. So it's going to be pretty straightforward. I love this paper. I think this is brilliant use of a pattern paper that we can have those large base pieces. So actually I like to start. I'm gonna cut this piece first. So a 6x12. How's everybody doing out there? Is your 2025 off to a good start? I hope so. I just keep saying, I just want this year to be better than the last one. And I'm going to do everything I can to keep it on track. I have an eye doctor appointment tomorrow. Aren't you guys proud of me? Because I keep talking, I can't see anything. And I finally have the appointment. So you're going to see Vicki with glasses probably very soon. Vicki with glasses. I don't know if I'm going to try contacts or not. but I know I'm going to need some glasses because I can't see. You just got new glasses. I love it. But now that's a whole different thing. I'm going to need 10 different. I'm going to have to get those get my prescription so I can get the frames that I can clip the new frames on top of, because that's going to be like my earrings. I'm going to have to own like 40 pairs of glasses, right? You got glasses too, Jackie, right? Good for you. So yeah, I have the appointment. Everybody I talked to, all my friends were very proud of me that I was doing things. So now I have to go. I'm nervous though, because I can't even wear sunglasses because I don't like the pressure on my nose. So it's going to take work to find a pair that I really like. You've been cleaning out your scrapbooking room, starting to get ready for your fundraiser crop. That's in April. That's great, Carrie. Have Christmas is still up in my house because I don't even know when I'm going to have time to take it down. I'm going to have to make the time. I have to make the time on Saturday because I was shipping. That's the other thing, right? Is I wear so many hats, and I had to get out all the orders that came in for the new stamp stencils and dies, and a bunch of other orders came in because people probably had Christmas money to spend. And the international stuff, they had to ship those. So it started on, I don't even remember, because New Year's was like last week, right? I rolled right into mailing all of that stuff. So packing orders, printing, the shipping, the international ones take forever because I have to drop that in. All the cruise kits got shipped, right? Have Sidecar take it down. Jennifer, I have control issues. So all the stuff has to go into the bins exactly how it has to go into the bins, right? So that's number 3. So I can't do it. I can complain, but I'm my own worst enemy. But if you know, you know. And I have Christmas bins, and certain things go in certain bins. And then the tree has to be taken down. You have to pull all the branches so that it all fits in the box. Yeah, he can't. He'd try, but he's not allowed. He's good though. Some of the stuff he knows, and now because we have a cat, none of the breakable stuff was out. And I bought all new freaking decorations. So, yeah, I'm sure you get it. I'm crazy, so I can't say anything. I have to do it. This paper's fun, right? So first thing you're gonna do is a 4x12, 4x12, 4x12. And then you're going to see that there's some interior cuts, right? Like that's 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. So that first strip is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. This one are tags. That's straightforward. And I won't clean the edges and punch the holes now, but I will come back and do that. And then the bottom piece is 1, 2, 3. These can be cut into 4 pieces, but for now I'll leave it as 1 piece and cut it as I need it. And then that piece, okay? So I'm going to trim the first 4x12, the second 4x12, and the third 4x12. These, I'll keep the barcode attached with number 4, but it doesn't have straight across art on these ones, right? Yeah, I have to do it this weekend. I have to get it done because I leave on Sunday to go to New York, to fly into LaGuardia, and then I meet up with Janine to do our planning. So we're going to be planning out probably the next year and a half. So I will be flying and doing a lot of exciting stuff for future work. So that's fine. This is fine. The B piece is fine. And then we have to cut the pieces out of that one. And then I come home, I have to finish instructions and class prep for the cruise, finish the instructions for this class, and then I will be away for 14 days. So I will be putting up, before I go to bed tonight, I will be putting up the link for Friday Night Live, because there will be a Friday Night Live this week, and it's going to be Ranger based. I just am deciding what I'm using. So I feel like we need to celebrate that 20 years of distress, and I want to do something with stencils and some different Ranger mediums with our distress ink. So that's going to be happening on Friday. And then I'm also working on my calendar so I can plan out Friday Night Lives for at least a couple months, right? I would like them to be planned out. Lisa's having surgery. You're having your knee done on Monday. Good luck, Lisa. You take care of yourself, friend. So I will clip those on there. And now the tags. We're just going to cut the tag art apart. Let's see, is there a measurement? 2 inches. They look like they're about 2 inch by 4 inch. I love tag paper. I love tags. So yeah, lots of stuff. So, you know, this is when I keep asking you, what would you guys like to see? Some things I can make happen. Some things that are really kind of theme specific, not yet, because they're still a little bit more generalized, because there's only 3 collections this year. But I'll have to clean some of these up. But I'll come back and do that when I have a sharper blade on here. So the tags are cut apart. I can clip those. 62 distress oxides regular size and 32 distress small ones. That's excellent, Irene, to start building your collection again. Yes, I want more distress ink colors. I want to build my I'm going to have to figure out how to mix some of them and make my own. I'll do some custom pads, right? Maybe I have to do some custom distress ink pads. You know, you can get the empty pads and make your own. And then I'll share the recipes with my reinker. Do some custom distress inks. Here we go. I agree, Inez. I agree. We need a darker navy. Some of them we probably can't make, but we'll see you later, Cindy. Enjoy your trip. Have a wonderful time. Say hello to hubby if he's with you. Are you guys traveling together? Because not every vacation, right? Sometimes you might be with your sister or might be with girlfriends. Stay safe, have fun. I don't sell distress ink because I just feel like, you know, I'm not really a store. I have my favorite things, but I never have kind of had the intention of being like a full-on store. What I do have that I haven't added is I have different distress mediums that I'm going to list. I have, I bought the whole set of archival, the minis, because I really feel like for stamping ink. So I bought everything that Ranger sells in that size, but I've never listed them. They still have to be listed, right, on my store. But one day, right, there's the whole thing. I've really realized how thinly I spread myself. So this one will be number 4. Yeah, there have been realizations lately, because you know how I said I haven't got anything done. It's because I do too much. I have too much on my plate, and it makes it really hard to manage all of the things. And then I don't get to be as creative as I'd like to be. See you later, Kristen. Very straightforward. You will be able to finish this on your own, right? The cruise with you is with one of my best friends, since my husband is an accountant. He can't go away that time of year, right? Yeah, definitely. That's right in their peak time starts. So I get that. We're going to have a great time though, Carrie. We're going to have the best of times. So this page is photographic, and we are cutting, this first one is 4.5. It's a 4.5. So that first strip you're going to cut is 4.5 off the bottom of the sheet. Okay. Just follow the art. Follow the art. It's 4.5. I love this paper. And then the next one is going to be 4-ish. It's like a 4 by 12. And then this one is going to be 3.5-ish. Just follow the art. I have to clean it up though. Anybody here going to Norway this summer? Is anyone going to be on that trip with me? Because I just got an email today about if you want to book a hotel, they're going to be sending us out info to book a hotel pre-cruise that then has a transfer to Southampton with a stop at Stonehenge. So that could be very fun. So I believe Rich and I will be doing that. So if anybody here is doing that cruise, Rich and I will probably book the Tower Hotel is what they're listing. And then the transfer on to Southampton. And a stop at Stonehenge. You're going? So Debbie, they are doing a, did you email me today, Debbie? Too, about the extra cruise kit? I just have to go in and find it. Because those, like that, I have a whole bunch of extra kits that are just kind of piled. So I saw that you want to order something and I will sort that out. I just have to go in and check it out. But yes, they are going to send out information. Do you have plans for prior to? Because it's quite a jaunt to Southampton from Gatwick and Heathrow. So I am definitely going to fly in a day early and stay in London. Because I love it. I've been quite a few times, so I'll find something fun to do. And if you're there with me and you want to come to dinner with us or walk around, you most certainly can. So she'll be sending that information out. If you guys are still possibly interested in that cruise, there are spots left. It's going to be beautiful. That is going to be one to remember, isn't it? So I'm going to clip this with that first row that I cut apart. Photographic with number 5. I emailed you about an extra cruise kit. Should I email you again? I haven't posted them, Joyce, but I have you on my list. Like I said, I haven't, it's a mess in there right now because there's just so much stuff, because you have to think with with the Disney cruise, we have all of the black or red albums. With this kit, not cruise kit, we have just tons of stuff. So I haven't got into cleanup, but you are on my list. I will not offer it to anybody, until I go through my list of people who asked about it. So I got you. I have to go shovel the snow that keeps falling. See you later. See you later, Melanie. And you can keep it. I don't want your snow. And I also don't want a wind chill of -17. I can do without that. Thank you very much. And that is Celsius, my friends. It has been cold here. And because of where we live and there's so much dampness, that cold goes right through. You can't even stay warm. I am not a fan. So bundle up, my friend, but you can keep it. I'm going to, yeah, Dawn, you can keep your wind chill where you are, right? I'm going to cut this piece apart. Yeah, like, oh my, I don't think I could ever leave my house. And you guys all have to have block heaters on your cars, don't you? Or your car won't even start. Like, I bet you when you breathe, the oxygen freezes. The carbon dioxide turns to ice. You got a Chinook, so it was a little bit warmer. So headache day today. So explain that to me. What is a Chinook? Is it change the pressure? So see this one here, friends? I'm going to cut that piece from the strawberries, so it'll be 2 pieces. Or leave it. Let's leave it for now. I'm going to leave it for now, and I'll cut it when I need it. See, I don't understand that. It's some kind of breeze, isn't it, or something? We went from -17 to 9, so it's about 6 hours. So yes, drastic pressure change. Oh my goodness. Can you do anything to prepare for that? Do the drugs work that you take for those headaches? Because that's not fun. That is not fun. I can hear my husband up there with the vacuum because we have a cat who sheds like crazy. Sheds like crazy, crazy cat. Whoop. Okay. So I'm just doing this with you guys. Like I said, if you want to cut this on your own later, you most certainly can, right? You don't have to do this all with me right now. If you're like, I had a long day at work, I don't really feel like doing this, now that I've kind of seen what she's doing, I'll come back and do it. That's why I do this video a little early. The other thing you'll notice for anybody who's new or you're not sure, I won't post the instructions for this class until right before the class, and I'll tell you why. It just opens up this whole can of worms that people start cutting ahead, asking all the questions about the cutting diagram. And I just find if you were in a live class with me, I wouldn't hand you the instructions till you sat down to do the class, right? So just always know, don't stress out about it. I just add it a couple of days before the class, and you're never meant to work on it on your own unless you need to or you want to, right? So just kind of know that when you're like, when will the next part be posted? It won't be until right before, a couple days before the class, so that you have time to print them. But it's done on purpose. See, my blade's getting dull. And that's the kind of thing that makes me twitch. I'm going to use this book for my word of the year. I love that, Tasha. And then you could, and what is your word of the year this year? Tell me. Because you could add throughout the whole year. What a fabulous idea. Fabulous. I concur. I think that is a great idea. I love it. I'm right on board with your idea. So I have this paper corner rounder that does the different sizes. So I'm just rounding the corners on this little card, which literally is a plain card, with a smaller one. I hear Sidecar is down here. He has had massive allergies. So I always hear him coming because he sniffs. Delight. I love that. I feel like you will be able to find a lot of delight in 2025. You know where I found my first moment of delight in 2025? Was playing with my Ninja Creami Deluxe. So I'll tell you why. So we got the slushy machine, the Ninja Slushy, and then for Christmas, everybody bought me the Ninja Creami Deluxe. So we filled the little container up with a protein shake. So I had bought an Alani protein shake that was called Fruity Cereal. So it's supposed to be like Fruit Loops. And then we put a banana in it and froze it. So I blended the banana because you shouldn't put chunks in to make the ice cream. and then we put it in and tried it. So I put that in there. It took us a couple of attempts to figure it out, reading the instructions. I didn't find the instructions are very clear. And then we made protein ice cream, and I put crumbled a few candied pecans on top. And can I tell you that I will never eat regular ice cream again? It was all non-dairy because I can't really do milk anymore. And it was, I'm telling you, if you were been on the fence with like slushy or creamy, buy the creamy deluxe because you can make slushies in it. And literally, I think, does anybody have it? Have you used it? It is a game changer with how smooth that ice cream comes out. And now the next thing I want to try is you can do like with juice, so you can do different things. I love it. Do you love it, Danica? Like, what a game changer that I made out of a protein, one bottle of protein drink. We got 3 servings of ice cream out of 3. And that means like 2 full scoops in my bowl. It's the best thing ever. I love it. That was your Christmas present too, Monica. I love it. Don't leave it in the box. Definitely find a spot for it. Pull that out. I'm going to go on Amazon and buy a couple extra containers so we can have it ready to go. Because it literally, and you can reblend it. We reblended it. So good. Protein shakes made easy, Larissa. So I'm eating something that I need to get the protein in anyway, and I'm eating it in a bowl of ice cream. That's the best thing I ever had. I have an espresso machine and gave the creamy to your nephew. Well, you need to make some coffee in your Nespresso and make a coffee ice cream when you go to visit him. I'm telling you, you're going to want one, Natalie. I did not think, and now I know it is the bestest thing in the world, right? And love doing just fruit sorbets. I'm going to do that next, Danica. Get some frozen fruit or canned fruit without sugar, unsweetened. I'm going to blend it and I'm going to make some sorbet next. I'm so excited. Sometimes I add some ginger beer to the fruit. Sounds so good. Protein, yes, you can make your Profies in that, Larissa. The protein and coffee. I said I can eat ice cream for breakfast every day with no guilt. So the next paper we're going to cut is junk drawer. So this bingo card is going to stay as one big piece. And then, like, look at on this strip. So you got to be careful. See how you're cutting? You can't cut a straight line across this paper anywhere. So you need to cut the cut. It's tricky. This is a tricky one, friends. Yes, it's like guilt-free. I'm gonna make that next. My Profi, my protein coffee. So, do you see what I'm saying? You cannot cut across this paper. You have to cut to here. And then, right, I'm gonna cut this card out. I'm gonna cut that out first. There's no straight axis. So find the art, which this one is about 4 inches-ish, almost. It's a little shy. And then I'm going to cut down to that row. It's a tricky one, friends. This one is a tricky one. But my paper trimmer, I know that that's where the blade is. So I can just cut, and then I can use my scissors. I cut right to it. Well, it's one of those things that you got to take it out of the box, because we get those toys, those kitchen gadgets, and never use it. And I have to say that we are going to use this a lot. Like, this is one of those pieces, I love that card, that we will use a lot. So I'm going to cut across, because the art ends right here on that black stripe one. Cut it short, and then you can always go in with your scissors. But it is a little bit of a pain in the bootay, right? This paper is a little bit, I would not design the art like this, because I think for the end user is a little tricky. But it is what it is, so we will just make the best of it. So I will end this cut at that long strip at the top. Right? Cut to here. I need a new blade. I'm going to change this because it's tearing stuff up. They do not last very long, do they? Dude, you gave me a heart attack.
-10, no wind. Good hot tub.
My husband is standing in the door silently, so my head was turned to get a new blade. I turn around and he gave me a heart attack, like, you know, that freaking Jason was sitting over there with his hockey mask on or something. He scared me. Just standing there like a weirdo. Just standing there like a weirdo. He said -7 and no wind chill, so he's going out to his hot tub. Like, do what you need to do, dude. So just cut your art apart. I love this. I'm going to cut the library card out. Hey, Rich, he's probably evil, smiling right now. He is. He's laughing. So I'm not going to cut all these little pieces out. I'll cut it as I need it, if I need it. So I'm going to clip it with number 6 with the dice border. Little dice border. And my son is upstairs playing video games, and he is 2 floors up, and I can hear him. Right? Siri gave me a heart attack this morning. It's a lot, man. I'm old. You can't scare me like that. Put me over the edge. So this one here, I'm going to cut that art out. So it is like a file folder. And we'll cut airmail off of that too. You'll be okay, Don. I'm glad that you figured it out. It's pretty straightforward. We're just cutting the art apart. So when you have the time, you can just come in and watch the replay and just cut your art. So I'm going to cut a little tiny angle, boop, and then across, and then follow the art for this piece. You could leave that on there. You don't have to cut it out, but I'm going to cut that out. And who knows, I could be a liar and maybe we didn't cut this out in the actual project, but I'm cutting it out now and I'll deal with the consequences if it wasn't the case. But in my mind, I feel like this art needs to be cut. So there's a tab on it. But we'll see if in my mind when I designed it, it was in the same place. What did you guys have for supper tonight? I haven't had supper yet because it's hard because I deal with when some of the stuff we're on time differences, right? So sometimes my meetings will be late. It's late, right? They're late because it's like a 2 or 3 hour time difference. So that was the case today, that I had a meeting for starting my Christmas collection, and then I had to get ready for tonight, and it just ended up being where I didn't have time to eat dinner, but I will when we're done this. And maybe I'll have a Ninja Creamy ice cream because I'm getting my protein in. Throw some fruit in it. Maybe a little peanut butter, because the one we have right now in the freezer is like a chocolate one, a chocolate protein shake. So I could put my PB, whatever that powdered peanut butter is. What's that called? Do you guys use that? Hubby made hamburgers on his new grill. I love that, Jackie. Philly cheesesteak. I love those. Are you a peppers and onion kind of girl? See you later, Inez. See you in a couple weeks. Safe travels. You haven't made dinner because it's 6:18 there. You're making potato and ham soup. That sounds, if I live close, Heather, I would say bring me a bowl. I'm in. I love soup. Rich and I both love soup, and neither one of my kids like soup, and I think there's something wrong with them. Are you out there and you don't like soup? I love it. I absolutely love soup and casseroles, and those weirdos in my house do not. Rich will. He'll eat it. Devin doesn't like soup. She's like, I don't like soup. Anything with a broth. And I've never heard that before. And I'm like, who do you belong to? You aren't one of my kids, right? Soup is a hug for the soul. I agree. Leftover prime rib and veggies. That sounds good too, Brenda. See, that would have required you to make it the first time. And I don't want to cook anymore. I'm really just tired of the cooking. Beef barley soup. Yeah, I want soup now. I'm going to have to figure out, because see, any of those things, like I feel like yesterday I made egg roll in a bowl. So I just took ground turkey with some fresh ginger and fresh garlic, lots of seasoning, and then I put in a whole bag of coleslaw greens. So we ate that with steamed cauliflower. I had that, so I was good because I was covered. I had got 2 meals out of that. And then what else did we make? Oh, I stuffed a sweet potato with taco meat. That was delicious. Instead of putting it in the shells. That was good. 2 staples growing up were tomato soup and grilled cheese. Yes. What is Ichiban and tuna? Ichiban and tuna sandwich. Is that the noodles? The packs of noodles? I had salad from a bag. I love it. Did you throw protein at least on there, Irene? Did you get your protein in? I love those. Dawn, I cannot do anything that's flour based at all anymore. And it makes me sad because there's so many choices for those. It's not just cup of noodles anymore, right? With all the Asian noodles, there's so many choices. So I'm done number 6, friends. So we have one more cut apart, and it's the tags. And I want them. I walk down that noodle aisle and I'm like, I want these, but I know they're going to kill me. And it makes me sad because I actually would really like those. So we're going to cut the tags apart. I'm not measuring. I'm just cutting the art, okay? But I believe they are 4 by 12s. But I'm just cutting the art. When I remember going to visit my brother, he lived in Toronto, and he was 10 years older than me, so it was pretty exciting when I was young. I used to get to go into the city and go visit my brother, and I remember he made me one of those packs of the noodles, but he put frozen cauliflower in it and lots of pepper, and it was one of the best meals I ever had. And I still remember that, and that has got to be now, like, I'm embarrassed to say it, but like maybe even 40 years ago. Might have been like 40 years ago. And I remember being at his house and he made me those noodles, but put cauliflower in it and pepper. And it was the best thing because I didn't know, like, even think that about adding anything to those noodles back then. We didn't have Pinterest and all the things that the interwebs, right? We just figured stuff out on our own. And he put cauliflower in it. So I'm just telling you, if you have a bag of cauliflower and you're making one of those like chicken Asian noodles, oh, I still dream of that. It was a good, very good meal. That's going to be number 7 for the tags too, okay? So there's lots of you out there. I have to talk because it would be weird for me to just sit here and cut paper. So I know some of you probably don't know how to join in on the live chat. You have to sign in to YouTube to do it. You have to have a Gmail account, I believe. Is that correct, friends? To sign in to YouTube to chat. I know some of you have no interest in chatting, and that's totally fine. Some of you might not even be watching this on something that you're going to chat on, like you could be watching it on the television. But thank you for everybody out there who comments and says things to me, because it'd be really weird. Because I'd be sitting here talking literally to myself the whole time. But it's one of my favorite parts, is the community part, is to get to spend time with you guys and get to know what's happening in your lives. Yeah, it is extra special, because I do refer to you by you guys, like when we're talking, I'll by name. My husband knows lots of you guys. And when you order the kits, that Denise knows who you are, because a lot of the same people ordering the stuff, right? So that's number 7. And then the barcode for this one is the clocks. Okay. My husband adds egg, cheese, and whatever leftover meat he finds. I won't eat it in any form. Really, Lisa? That sounds good. Because it's like egg drop soup. If the chicken broth was boiling and you whisk an egg into it, you tell what's your hubby's name? Because you tell him, I concur. That sounds delicious to add an egg in there. Okay, these ones are homework. Okay, you're going to cut apart the butterflies and the flowers. So gatherings is going to be number 8. So I'm going to click number 8. Adding mushrooms sounds delicious too. I'll add number 8 is going to be for your fussy cuts. Yeah, you can't do both, right, Loretta? You're focused. And then number 9, off-topic question. Does anyone know if they have karaoke on the cruise ships? They should. They should. Carrie, I'm just telling you, this cruise ship is literally like on steroids. It might ruin cruising for you, because this ship is new and it's beautiful. So they usually do. His name is Dan. He spent 5 years, 1 year at a time in Korea, in the army, so he loves it. I bet you he does. I agree, Dan. If I came to visit, I'd have a bowl with you, even if the noodles kill me. I can't talk to you all the time, but you can't hear me. Oh, you talk to me all the time, but I can't hear you. I love it. So now this stack is done. I will do this as homework. I will prep it. But I don't want to sit and do that tonight. I would rather get into our 6x8s. But look I feel accomplished, right? We got that bit done. It took about an hour. Question, how many of the flowers and butterflies do we need? All of it, Jackie. I'm not going to lie. We use a huge chunk of it, especially all of the large ones. And any butterfly that is like not with the tails, we're going to use every single one of them. So I'm not going to lie. You just need to cut the whole sheet. And same with this one. Gonna have to cut the whole sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside. I do it when I watch Netflix. I take my little fussy cutting scissors, and then I usually put a towel or something on my lap so all the little bits are caught, and then just cut them out, right? You even answer Vicky on replay. I love it, Cheryl. I love it. Okay, this is going to be really straightforward. This is only probably going to take us about 15-20 minutes. So I cut them all out. And I know it drives you guys, I cut it all out. And I am a voracious listener to audiobooks on Audible. I just listened to one that was a, what do you call it? Like it's autobiography. I'll have to remember the name and I'll tell you on Friday night if you guys remind me. And it was so good. And I'm really sad because it's her true life, right? So I'm not going to hear her again. You know, she's not going to have another one. So I felt like I wanted to hear more about this woman's life. But it was probably new on Audible, and whatever the story is about, that they are part of the Mormon religion, but it's like a really they're off the grid, kind of sec. Like they don't really follow all the teachings. They kind of make the stuff up. So she lives a really sheltered life in I don't even remember where she was located, but then she goes off. It's called Educated, I think. Look it up and see if it's called Educated. I feel like it's called Educated, and it is it was very good. I have to say that I was like, it's one I listened to like all as much as I could. I went through it really quickly. Very good. We'll have to share our lists, Heather. Does anybody else listen to Audibles? I love it while I work. It's my favorite thing. Lisa, well, let's look at the art. So this gives you kind of an idea. See, there's some fussy cuts, so definitely left the leaves on. You need that green on there, right? So some of them I did do the branchy ones. I didn't do any of the twig kind of leaves. You'll have to tell me some of your favorites, right? So I did leave some of the leaves on here, but they're layered. Some of these pieces are layered, right? I cut out all the little blue butterflies, little blue flowers. I do, but I listen through the library. We use Hoopla and Libby apps. I'll have to look because like I run out of books all the time and I don't want to buy them all the time, right? So let me show you the other fussy cut flowers. So to give you an idea, right? Green leaves. And the leaves on here. So you'll be able to pause the video when you're fussy cutting if you wanted to. But cut whatever you want out, right? Whatever you're comfortable with cutting out. When we believed in mermaids, I got to write some of these down. Let me grab a piece of paper because now I'm looking because I go through so many books. Let me write it down. When we believed in mermaids. I think I've looked at that one. And see, and all of us have different, like, The Borrowed Life. Ooh, that one sounds good. Was it good? Have you listened to the one of Something Eudora Honeypot? That was freaking excellent. The gal in Educated, her mom wrote a book educating. I haven't read that one yet. But her mom is like, oh, I'm going to have to listen to that because like that family, like she went through some abuse and stuff. So I'm very interested to hear from the mother side of things. Thank you for that tip. I'll be listening to that. So what is that one? Sorry. And we'll get back to work. The Borrowed Life. We're going to have a live where we literally just chat about favorite books. Frederick Fife. Because I have favorites. Have you guys listened to Demon Copperhead? Is it Demon Copperhead? I think it's Barbara something Glover or whatever. She's one of my favorite authors. That Demon Copperhead, I freaking love that book. See, you'll have to, you will laugh and cry. Yep. And whatever the Remarkable Creatures, whatever that one, that was Demon Copperhead. Oh, freaking love that one. I love everything by that author. Thank you, Barbara Kingslover. I have listened to everything that she's written. I love her. Okay, let's get our stack going here. Where's the cutting diagram, you crazy lady? So this is the first one we're going to do. So we're going to cut a 3 3/4 by 8 inch piece from the left hand side of this one. See? Natalie, if you have a second, will you write some of these down? Because now I have to. Whatever's on the list, you know, I will listen to I'll go and listen to all of them. So take this sheet. So we're cutting right from through the 6 inch part and down the 8 inch. You're going to cut 3 3/4 inches, so slightly smaller than 4. And that will give you 3 3/4 and a 2 1/4. Okay. There you go. 3 3/4, 2 1/4. 2 1/4 is done. You can clip it with number 10. I wrote the numbers on here, so they were not on your cutting diagram. So we're going to go 10, 11, 12, second row's 13, 14, 15. Okay. And then, like I said, I will add that all in the written instructions. The top of it will be what we already did. I won't put the cutting, but I'll put the numbers, the name or the paper and what the number is. Okay, so number 10. Now this one we have to score. So this is going to be a flap. So if you're new and you're trying to figure out what I'm talking about, that paper we're going to score 1/4 inch, and it's going to act as a hinge. So it doesn't get folded behind. That one just gets glued flat. So this is important when anything you're scoring. I use 1/8 inch double-sided tape. 1/8 inch. If you're using wider than that, like a 1/4 inch, I score everything at a 1/4 inch because that gives me some space to put my tape. If you're using a 1/4 inch, find the 1/4 inch and move it in a little bit. Like make all of your scored lines a little bit wider than a 1/4 inch, just so you have a little bit of forgiveness when you're laying your double-sided tape. So I am going to score a 1/4 inch on the cut line, like where I just cut this piece from. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch there. So opposite that little gray branch. So I'm going to score that, okay? 1/4 inch. And then I will clip that with number 10. Is that straightforward, friends? So there's number 10 done. Like I said, this is not going to take long. Let me show you this. We're not cutting at all. Anytime you see a dashed line, that's a score. It's not a cut. Okay? So when you look at that paper, I try to draw the art on it, right? We're going to be scoring where the butterfly is 3 1/4, and I'm going to show you where it's used. I know it's hard to find the 1/8 inch anymore. I'm probably going to have to switch to 1/4 inch. But try scrapbook.com. Try scrapbook.com. Can you look to see, Natalie, if they have it? And then what is it called? It's called 1/8 inch, but what is the other? There's another, they call it 1/8 inch or 0.75. So we'll take a look. But I know a lot of companies stopped making it, which I do not agree with. I just have a whole whack of it, right? But I think it's on there because I have ordered it for my shop before. So let me show you this one. So this is going to be a standalone page, right? So when we score that little butterfly, that's going to be a flap like that. So I'm going to score it on the tealy green side. Thank you. 0.125, right? 0.125. Thank you. I needed that because I knew they call it another thing. So I know I want to score 3 inches, 3 1/4 inch from the right hand side, but I want to do it on the opposite side. So I'm going to put my hand right here, and I know that's where I'm measuring 3 1/4, 3 1/4. And I'll show you, okay, if you need to see it. Three 1/4 inch. You buy yours on Amazon? I love that. Okay, right? So you're scoring 3 1/4 inch off the right hand or the top of this page, and then it folds over like that. And you can clip number 11 to that paper. Thanks, Nat. This community will help you. It's the one thing I love. They will tell you all the things that they know. Where did I put the other one? Oh, right there. Where did it go? So now, this next paper is this blue one. So we're going to be punching out of this side. And then it's like about 3/4 of an inch and then a 5/4. But what we're going to do is I'm going to punch the whole side of it, and then opposite that I'll cut my 5 1/4, and then whatever I'm left with is fine, because every punch is different, right? Some punches cut right up to the edge, some punches you have a little bit of waste on the side. So I'll show you what I'm talking about when we do it. And then this is going to be a flap as well. It's right here. Okay, it's going to be a hinged flap. So we'll do it. I'll show you, but that's at least a visual of where we're going. So I'm going to take my paper punch, and I'm going to use this one. And then I like to center my page. I kind of made a mark on here centering the art. So if you measure this, right, it is about 2.5 inches. So I just made a mark at 1 1/4. And that's where I know the center of this is. So then I go on here and I measure, it's 8 inches. So I line up my 4-inch with the mark I made, and then I can center my art so that each end will finish the same when I'm punching it. And it really matters if you're using one of the more intricate paper punches. So I will punch in the center first, and then I punch out to the right and the left. And then hope for the best. Sometimes it works right on, and sometimes it's off by a little bit. It just depends how good I was with lining the center of it up. There's my garbage. With whatever ends up happening with American Crafts, I certainly hope we are memory keepers. We'll be around forever. Because I need some of this stuff. I need tools, right? It's hard to find some of the things. And squeeze one more out of that. Will pictures be available on Facebook group after the classes are over? Yes. I will write instructions and photograph all the pages done. Yes. So I don't post it ahead because people work ahead. And it just is a little bit, I'm going to clip both those off. Whoop. So it finishes both exactly the same. It's just a little bit. So yes, there will be written instructions and images. And then I will also, Dawn, do a walkthrough of the entire album so that if you're building along with the video, you can pause it, build the page you're working on, and then press play to build the next one. I find that that makes it really, really helpful to have that as well. The video with where you can just pause and you can see it up close, because I'll show you this is a sticker, this is what we used. So yes, there will definitely be images of everything. For the prep class, no. We're just doing some of the prep, but yes, it's coming. But it will only come out like a couple days before the class, okay? So see, I have my border punched. I'm going to measure now from the right-hand side, 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to cut 5 1/4 inches, and that will give me my border. Okay, so at least I know I have the size I need on that side, and whatever that ends up being is perfect. Okay, it's just going to be a little border in the book. So then we need to trim. Right now this is 5 1/4 by 8 inches. So we're going to turn it so you're cutting out of the 8-inch length, and please trim a 6 3/4 inch piece. I don't care if it's from the top or bottom, do whatever you like, okay? 6 3/4 inches. So that will give us our flap. And then I will clip my border piece and that remaining piece that piece we just cut, which is a 1 1/4-ish. We'll clip that with a number 12. Where did I put that? I've lost my number 12. I bet you it's stuck with the other one. Yep, it was stuck with number 11. And I only know because I'm like, hey, I got those numbers ready. That was not the case. Okay. So now you have this piece. You need to score along the 5 1/4 inch at the top. So opposite where the bigger torn beige piece is. I'm going to score a 1/4 inch-ish, whatever you're using for tape at the top, because this will be a flap. Okay, so I scored along that top edge so that when you put it in the book, look how pretty that is. It's going to be a top flap. And you're done with that piece. And the next 3 pieces, we just have to score. We're not cutting anything. Okay. For this sheet here, the green, you're going to round the top and bottom corner on the left-hand side. So go ahead and round the corner on the top and the bottom. Where the butterfly and the green leaves are. And then I'm going to score a 1/4 inch on the right hand side. Ish is fine again. Okay, and I will clip number 13 to that. Okay, that's a green one. And then the paper that has, these are going to go in the album like this. They're going to be gated flaps in the album like that. So for this one with the daisies, you're going to score on the left-hand side. And this one with the yellow flowers, you're going to score on the right-hand side. So opposite the floral. So let's do this one first, which is number 14. And we're going to score it. I'm going to flip it. I'm scoring this side though, okay? Score the left-hand side. And I just find it's easier to do it when I have the support of the trimmer there. Okay, so that's on the left. And then this one is on the right. So go ahead with this one and clip number 14. And then this one, do it on the right. And then that's the last one for tonight for the prep. You just have to get your fussy cussing done. And then when I meet up with you for the full class, we're going to do the rest of the paper cutting and the assembly. Hello, my friend. Receive the kit and it's gorgeous. We'll do my cutting this weekend. It's very straightforward too, Sherry. Very straightforward. All we did was really the cut aparts and a little bit of prep with the 6x8s because this class doesn't require a ton of prep. It's pretty straightforward. So we just finished that. I talked a lot. So really, it probably, an hour and a half, do you guys think? If you skip past all my chatting. And that's because you'll probably whip through it way faster, but I just keep it at a pretty moderate pace for any of our newbies, right? So that's it. I know the paper's great. I cannot wait till my designs are on all the quality of this product. I think you guys are going to be very, very excited. Very excited. So you're going to see something interesting is going to come out next week. And I'll be able to talk about it at some point, but it's just one of those things, like you never know. You never know. So, yeah, it's been a week already, I'm telling you. 2025 is supposed to give me a break, but it didn't get the memo. It didn't get the memo. So that's it, my friends. Very straightforward. Does anybody have any questions? Like I said, the full instructions with the images, the written instructions will go up a couple days before we do the weekend event. So don't stress out about that. I never post them early because it just opens a can of worms. People start reading ahead, working ahead, not sure about things. It's just much easier to do it with me live or after the fact so you have something to reference if you're doing it using the instructions. And like I said, you'll get your images, all the rest, right? It's going to be so much fun. Love this collection you've assembled. Thank you very much, Joe Ellen. Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's very pretty. I think it really turned out pretty. Wonderful night. Off to put my little guy to bed. Good night, Jennifer. We'll see you later. I'm going to flip the camera and say goodbye, a proper goodbye. Boop. And then I have some stuff I have to do before I go to bed. And supper. I'm going to eat some supper, right? Whoop. You get to see my mess. Because it is. Don't think I live in some kind of organized space. It is not. It is not organized. I live in happy chaos all the time. So thank you very much, friends. Like I said, very straightforward. Just get some of this prep. At least it takes a while, those cut apart. So now they're done. And they'll be ready. We'll get into the main paper cutting when we do the album class. And they're both very straightforward. They're very straightforward. So it's going to be good. And then just a bunch of assembly. And it's going to be great. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. I'll see you on Friday Night Live if you do join in for those. Because I'm going to do something Ranger based. I will have it posted tomorrow what the Friday Night Live will be. And we'll see you later. Have a wonderful evening, friends. And if you have any questions, just post them over on the Facebook group and we'll get them answered for you. So thank you so much. Thanks, Natalie, as always, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.